Thank you to our sponsors. In the bottom left, he's not just of average intelligence. He's an MVP genius. As you can see here, some fans today. What? It's like an alien bursts out of his chest. I'm like, oh God.
It's that gross thing from Total Recall.
Now, to the upper right, our new Terran on the block.
New Terran on the block.
So, I expect to have some kind of weird psychological build coming here from Genius. Something where he's like, all right, I'm going to show you this, then I'm going to do this.
Yeah, it could be. I expect to see a Stargate.
Yeah.
I can't imagine ever watching Genius play more than one game and not seeing a Stargate. So that's what I'm
I feel like
thinking we're going to see.
50% of his games do have Stargates in them.
Yeah, something like that. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. Not exaggerated. Well, sees jjakji has a gas. Now, if I was jjakji, I would not 1-1-1 this game, that's for sure.
Why not?
Well, if he was really paying attention to Genius's last game, then he will notice that Genius actually microed terribly, but he was in a scenario where he maybe could have stopped it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it's a simple mistake like that, you know, you've had these games, right, Tasteless, where you're either practicing with some friends or on the ladder, and you lose this game, and you're like, oh my God, I just controlled so terribly. And then you play again, and you fix that, and then you own.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I would not do it. Because it's, you know, Genius is not a trash player, okay? He's a good player. He can look at that and say, oh, I can't make that mistake again.
Yeah, no, I mean, he knew the moment it happened. He's like, okay, I'm controlling my army terribly.
He's like, I'm killing Marines with Immortals.
Yeah, when you see that rush come at you guys, for those of you at home, always make sure your Immortal is on a completely separate hotkey, and make sure it attacks the tank. Because once you kill the siege tanks, you can kite the Marines with the Stalkers.
Oh my God. jjakji is actually doing just reactored Marines and a command center. So he has made the gas to trick Genius and just use that little bit of gassy mine to get that reactor up so he could have plenty of Marines. While Genius has done basically the same thing, made the second gas to trick his opponent and then not mined out of it. So both players with super fast expansions here.
These guys are both doing the exact same trick.
Yeah.
That's actually so funny.
Mm-hmm. Well.
All right. Gateway coming now. Make that 3 gateways. And this is interesting because both these guys are trying to do the same sneaking move, unaware that the other player is actually doing the same thing. It's actually very funny.
Nice little hidden pylon. Nothing at it, though. His opponent.
Oh, no. He's going to not get back home, and he's got a gold mineral in his hand.
He's seen the pylon as well, so odds of anything actually being proxy down there become much lower. And we're going to go up to 3 gay in a robo. Pretty standard overall.
Yep, pretty safe. Tech Lab coming now.
Wow.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a passive game.
That it is.
All right, Artosis, it's time.
What time is it?
Time for me to ask you a question.
Ask it. Ask away.
What is your favorite game on Game Boy?
Can it be any Game Boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely the game I spent the most time on would be Pokemon Blue.
Ah, Pokemon.
The original Pokemon. I can't tell you how many level 100s I had there. I'd be taken to an insane asylum. And you, Tasteless?
Actually, it's going to be a lame answer, but Tetris.
You know what?
Like
that was kick-ass.
It's
That's
good
not
game,
a lame
you know?
answer at all. You know,
Yeah.
there's this
They did a
crappy
study.
little arcade near my house, and I play Tetris there every now and then.
Yeah, it's good. Tetris is it's actually really good for your brain to play Tetris.
Yeah.
They've actually done studies on that. And of course, it's really good for your brain to play Starcraft as well.
I actually got the 7th highest score on the machine the other night.
No way.
But actually, everyone there has to suck because I did not feel like I actually did well. I was not impressed with myself. I was actually like punching people next to me, like, I can't believe I just screwed that up. But Gotta put my initials in, man. Backwards R, though. Really old machine. Oh, you're right. I should have put Dan. I put Dr.
My initials
S.
spell nap.
Mine are Dr. S.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm a
Dr.
doctor.
S. PhD in owning. Oh, well, we got a Ghost Academy.
Nice. So Ghost Rush, a very powerful build.
Oh, but the Observer sees it.
Well, Genius right now, he did make a Twilight Council, so he needs to get charged immediately against a Ghost Rush. Immediately.
Because he's going to make the Ghosts out of the same building that Marauders come from, which means there's just going to be less Marauders, which means the Zealots can shred up the Marines.
And on this map, the natural is so wide open that sentries are not going to be quite as good, especially when your opponent has Ghosts. You're going to have to just throw your force fields up and throw your Guardian Shield up very quickly, or the Ghost will just EMP you and you will not have it anymore. So it's really important that he has charge before anything hits him, which it looks like he will. We have Stim and Combat Shield finishing. I think it'll be literally just in time if jjakji goes down quite quickly from here.
All right, they are about to finish. I'm not sure about this Artosis.
I think he'll be fine. His Ghosts are a bit behind, so should be good.
Zealot charge is almost done. Very, very close. We have more gateways on the way.
And Genius splitting up his army quite a bit. Very nice. Very, very nice.
All right,
keep doing that. He
gotta
has
keep
a lot
those
of
Zealots in the front.
Charge is done, Tasteless. This could be really quite nice for Genius here. But as SCV goes in first, don't charge. Oh, beautiful. Holds position. Beautiful move there. And get some Guardian Shields up, and it's time, Tasteless. Some, okay, force fields. And, well,
looks like they're both going to have a bit of a trade there.
I'm always a bit skeptical about force field usage with charge lots in a situation like that. Does kill off a piece of the army. And a Warp Prism on the way, as well as a Templar Archives. Ooh, I'm really liking Genius's play right now, Tasteless.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it really
and here's
is.
the problem is now how in the hell is Terran going to get a third base up?
Yeah, and, you know, Warp Prism plus High Templars equals EMP what?
Yeah.
You're going to EMP my Warp Prism? That's fine. I drop the High Templars out afterwards and storm you. Well, ha 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 ha.
You know, I've seen a lot of Protoss players where they just stop using Chrono Boost in the late game. Yeah. I feel like some Protoss players need to start making a little bit less gateways and just Chrono Boost their warp gates more.
That's a valid statement, if I ever heard one, Tasteless.
Thank you. Now,
Genius is actually in such nice position. I'm actually so impressed because I was so sure, especially watching that last game he played. I'm like, oh, you know, Genius on his way out again. But again, every single time that we're like, this guy's out of here, every time he comes and busts out. I don't know how he does it, man, but he does it.
Well, he's a survivor, that's for sure. Terran in a turtling position. The third command center has been started. And it looks like we're going to have another attack here. Scanning just to see if there's any observers there.
Genius is actually going up to 8 gates right now. He's actually going to just go and kill his opponent. This is actually kind of reminiscent of what FXO Oz did recently in Code A.
Okay, all right. We have the Warp Prism out. This is very much like Starcraft 1 where you put the Templars in the shuttle.
Yep, that protects them just so well. And this is going to be just unbelievably deadly. They have very similar supplies, but even if he's back at the bunkers, that's just less area for him to run from Storm. So that's the way you have to look at it. All right, here we go. He has so many Storms ready, Tasteless. He has like 6 Storms ready.
All right, he's got to be careful. Don't forget, occasionally Ghosts can snipe the Warp Prism. Now we have more Zealots coming out here. And I think now would be the timing for him to attack.
Dude, this is the timing. There's even a couple of Vikings out.
Nice!
Oh, good storms going off already. Some EMPs going off. He's going to have to drop out these High Templars. Nice storms. Oh, a good EMP. A good few EMPs. Still has storms left, though. Yeah. But can he break through? This attack did not do as many storms as he wanted. And in fact,
my God,
despite the nice timing by Genius, jjakji heroes it up, and more Archons being made. Uh-oh, Genius is in trouble. Looks like we were right, Tasteless. Even though he did play really nicely for a lot of this, that That attack certainly was bungled.
All right. The army is retreating now.
And Genius going to withdraw at 2 forges and a 3rd base. Interesting. He's not just going to all in and hope. It's too bad. That was jjakji really defended that well. Genius.
It looked like Genius was going to win it, but then
the thing is,
EMP.
as he dropped out the High Templars, the EMPs actually started hitting them, and he dropped them all in the same place. So you got to be a little bit careful about that. But I mean, it's so micro-intensive what Genius was trying to do there. But really, cool game so far. I'm actually pretty happy with the quality of it, I have to say.
Oh my God, he made a prison with zealots.
Yeah, that was cute.
Okay, so it's Zealot Archon right now. This is still a pretty scary army. No, the Vikings are not going to be good because there's no Colossus there. I guess a War Prison could get gunned down, but
I think that's actually why he made them. That has
you
to
might
be
be
the
right.
counter.
Yeah. Actually, I think you're
because otherwise you
correct.
actually
Good
just can't
correction
snipe
there.
it.
Yeah.
Where is the War Prison? Like actually looking for it. It's very hard.
Well, Terran is continuing to.
He lost the War Prism.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I
he
actually
did.
didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, I guess he lost it during the main battle. I did not as well, though. That's
right,
too bad. He
SCDs.
definitely should remake.
That note, he's playing very defensively. He has a planetary fortress over here at the top center location.
Genius has a lot of charge zealots right now and a good number of Archons. You can throw up a couple Guardian Shields as well. How many ghosts does jjakji actually have?
Oh my God!
Wow.
He got the sentries there.
Genius getting out of there. And he gets out very well. Loses no units in the retreat. That's actually normally quite a big problem. A lot of High Templars being warped in, and he's going to go ahead and make Archons.
Oh my God, but that's a really nice EMP there.
Indeed it is. The Archon's taking a lot of damage from those EMPs.
Nice
but
fighting here. Actually, I think Genius might... Nope, as I say it, nope. Now remember, 1 EMP on all those Archons, and that is going to be it. Yeah, there's just... Genius messed up too much at the start of the game. And we will see another Protoss now go down.
Yes, we will. 150 spite at 80. And poor Genius going to be entering the up and down matches.
Sad moment here for Genius, but let's face it, he was just not in the same shape as his opponent, jjakji. The Terran army now storms into the main and says, all right, let me just get these warp gates. And that should be GG.
Yep. Over 100 spy ahead, killing off everything Genius has. Genius just collecting himself and GGing. He has to collect himself because pieces of him are everywhere after what jjakji just did to him.
Yeah, no kidding. jjakji ate him alive. He actually ripped his heart out and ate it.
Yeah, he did. He just...
It was brutal.
Genius really unhappy with that.
Well, he's been kind of floating here in the GSL for so long. Now he's suddenly going down in the ranks. And you can see the frustration. That's part of competition, is just dealing with loss.
He definitely, you can tell that he's been practicing more recently than I think in some of these previous seasons and previous games that we've seen him in. That was really a new age cutting strategy. That is a strategy that's actually really cool, really powerful right now that top-end Protosses are doing. So I'm really glad to see him do it. We'll have to see, though, can he make it out of the up and down matches and come back?
I would like to see him back. I don't know if he can. His playstyle has always been a little bit gimmicky. And the problem is that to always fall back on that when you don't have standard play is dangerous. He likes to do this thing, and by now it should be common knowledge, this move where he takes 2 gases and then only uses 1, basically to make it look like he's going to attack. So the Protoss the Terran, is in a defensive mode. Then he just expands. He's done that since the beta. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have a variety of tricks. I would have been nicer to see him just do a standard 3-base then 4-base build instead of doing a 2-base all-in. It's a good strategy, don't get me wrong, but it has its place.
Yeah. Well, that's it, man. That's it for him. Maybe we'll see Genius again. Maybe we won't. You and I that may have been our last moments with Genius. Could have been.
I know. That'd actually be sad, though, if that was the last time I got to cast Genius.
Well,
games.
he'll probably be back in Team League anyways, so I guess not.
Oh, yeah, what are we saying? So, next we're going to have Lenok up against jjakji. And here are the results for our games today.
Genius to the up and down matches. That makes 2 Protosses today. Wow, the Protoss race not doing so well in Code S right now. 2-0 for Happy. He goes on to round of 16. Then Leenock and jjakji will decide who stays in Code S and who goes up to the round of 16.
This is going to be a pretty epic match. It'll also be our final game of that we cast today. So I hope it's awesome. Hope it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty soon here, we're going to be going to a quick little break where you might want to, refill your coffee cup, get another beer, go to the fridge, get
I think for a lot of our
bites.
viewers, it's very early in the morning. So if they're getting another beer,
wow, you guys are champions.
you're hardcore, man.
Refill your cereal with some milk. Milk's actually not good for you. Did you know that?
Yeah. If I have cereal, it's always with water. Sometimes some cereals I use orange juice, but it's normally water.
What? Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking at all. I use water, man. It's actually totally fine. Like, you're like, oh, watch me. I'm sickened by that idea. No, it's actually fine. Have you tried it? It tastes good. If it's a sweet cereal, you use that. If it's a bland cereal, you use orange juice.
Huh. Well, now we know. So, guys, again, stay with us for this last game. Get on the internet, get on your messenger, and tell your friends to tune in for this final Code-S day. Too bad to see Protosses are having such a hard time.
It is, but I think a lot of Protosses are going to come up from the up and downs.
Yeah, I think it's time for some new Protoss players to come up and start to dominate. We'll be back soon, so don't go too far away. This is the GSL Code-S.